Good afternoon and welcome to Convocation for the entering class. Please remain standing as we welcome one of RWU's student a cappella groups, Hawkward, to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Wherever we travel or live, there is a history that is important to know and understand. It is a pleasure to welcome our Vice President for Equity and Inclusion, Dr. Stephanie Akinvabe, to the podium to provide insight about the history of our namesake, this incredible campus, town, and state. Stephanie is beginning her second year at Roger Williams and also serves as our Chief Diversity Officer. Dr. Akinvabe.
Good afternoon. Class of 2026, it gives me great honor to spend this time with you this afternoon. As you embark on a one-of-a-kind, uniquely yours, out-of-this-world college experience, I imagine that you are thinking about your future here at Roger Williams University. However, I have the distinct pleasure of reminding you of key moments from the past. Professor Charlotte Carrington Farmer is an amazing faculty member here at RWU. In fact, she has built her scholarship on understanding the life and impact of our namesake, Roger Williams. She was generous enough to provide some great background information and encouraging words that I'll share with you today. Our namesake, Roger Williams, believed that the indigenous people that he knew were equal in God's eyes. He famously said, "Nature knows no difference between Europe and Americans in blood, birth, and bodies." He told his fellow settler colonists to boast not proud of English, of thy birth and blood. Thy brother Indian is by birth as good. Due to Roger's vision, Rhode Island was arguably the freest place in the Western world at that time, which not only respected indigenous rights, but also valued religious freedom, welcomed refugees who were fleeing for their lives, and separated church and state. All of these things seemed worthy of honor to us today, but during his lifetime, Roger Williams was banished. He had his books burned, he was despised by many, and even received death threats for what were deemed as new and dangerous opinions. Moreover, before founding Rhode Island and creating this visionary colony where we are now all welcome, Roger was a college student just like you. He was a first-generation college student who didn't come from money. He was only able to study at university because of a scholarship and financial aid package. It was through hard work and intelligence and drive that Roger got his college degree. Things to keep in mind over the course of your next 4 years. It would be easy for me to just tell you the good stuff about Roger today. However, we need to acknowledge some of the difficult truths. Roger Williams was also an enslaver and traded indigenous peoples into slavery in the midst of war. In 1676, Pokanoket leader Metacom was murdered at Potomac or Mount Hope Farm right up the road from our campus. And from there, his family were sold into slavery in the Caribbean. Our presence on this land implicates us in that legacy of our namesake, who strove in many ways to respect the humanity of indigenous peoples, but in other ways actively contributed to their enslavement. However, despite enslavement, oppression, forced removal, and documented genocide, indigenous peoples are still here. They are not historical or assimilated communities, and they maintain a unique, complex, and important relationship to the lands, waters, and non-human creatures and beings that surround us here on campus and beyond. I encourage you to learn more about the various thriving indigenous communities in and around Rhode Island during your time at RWU. It's also my job to welcome you to your new home, the town of Bristol. Just like Roger Williams, the history of our town is complicated. As the red, white, and blue center line through the middle of our town reminds us, Bristol has the honor of being the home to the oldest continually running 4th of July parade, putting it front and center in America's celebration of freedom. Just like Roger, though, it is a complicated story, and Bristol also has a more difficult history to confront. In the 18th and 19th century, the town was the epicenter of the American trade in enslaved peoples. Bristol's economy was tied to the West Indies and South America, and almost every business and industry in town was connected in some way to slavery and the trade. By 1750, Rhode Islanders held the highest proportion of enslaved people in New England. 10% of the total population was enslaved, double the northern average. During this period, Rhode Islanders purchased and sold more enslaved peoples than all other traders throughout the entire country. Let that sink in. However, enslavement was contested at every step, and freedom seekers ran away from their enslavers, lobbied for their freedom, and worked to live full lives within the constraints of enslavement. Coming to terms with this complicated and often contradictory history is difficult. And as part of your first year seminar, the Roger Seminar, you will learn more about reconciling these difficult truths. My final welcome is to the state of Rhode Island, where our state motto is hope. So my final words are ones of hope. Don't be afraid to use your knowledge to bring change to the world. Use your 4 years here to immerse yourself in your college, your town, and state communities. And I hope along the way, you will use your education for good. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Akinfave. Greetings and welcome to members of the Board of Trustees, President Mialis, Provost Everett, faculty, university administrators, staff, marshals, orientation advisors, peer mentors, and student volunteers, parents, family members, and especially all of the first year and transfer students comprising the entering class. As Vice President of Student Life, I thank you for participating in convocation exercises today and for celebrating this important milestone together. For both family members and students, today is a day of powerful and competing emotions. The energy created by pride, happiness, and excitement, conflicting with anxiety about the transition to university life, making new friends, taking on new academic challenges, and saying goodbye, temporarily, to loved ones. As if not complicated enough, you have been navigating together through a worldwide pandemic that has changed the course of your high school experience, resulting in adaptation and resilience, but also some lost experiences. Joining you today are the dedicated faculty, staff, and student leaders who are committed to mentoring you along the way. Do not hesitate to reach out, ask questions, seek guidance, and make suggestions. They are here for you. Students may be asking, what is so special about this ceremony? And how long will it last? Do the people on the platform realize how darn hot and humid it is out here? And what in the world would lead the faculty, marshals, and platform party to put on long, warm robes today? Now, some family members may want a longer ceremony despite the heat, a longer goodbye, while others have begun planning reallocation of bedroom space and closet space. History informs us that the term convocation dates back to the 14th century, was originally used to describe important religious gatherings, and then adopted by universities to celebrate academic ceremonies, such as the beginning of the school year. At Roger Williams, convocation begins with the procession of the entering class wearing hawk emblazoned shirts in unity, and continues with messages from university community members formally welcoming the entering class to our learning community. Importantly, convocation concludes with the new class reciting the Pledge of Academic Integrity together. Your first week is upon us. Your orientation will continue with several important transition programs this week, including fall orientation programs and your first day of classes on Wednesday. By the end of the week, you will have a deeper sense of why you are here, what faculty expect, who is here to help you, and why every student matters. Learning is central to all we do as a university, and while we learn together, new and returning students, faculty, and staff, we are in the process of building community and caring about each other. This is hard work that requires patience, humility, and honesty, especially during challenging times. Being a community member requires intentional investment and action. True community members don't stand by while a peer struggles with any of life's many challenges, losses, or injustices. They reach out, offering empathy, intervention, and support. The call to community requires all of us to listen and understand each other, to welcome and embrace all expressions of diversity and identity, and to respect and value the dignity of each individual. The university welcomes each of you and your family members to our community. It is now my pleasure to welcome Amy Tiberio, Vice President of Enrollment Management, to the podium for the presentation of the entering class to President Mialis.
Good afternoon. My role today is to officially introduce the entering class of new first year and transfer students to the greater campus community as you begin your Roger Williams academic career. We are so excited for you and are honored that you have chosen Roger Williams as your new home. Individually, you have all taken very distinct pathways to join us, and it is so exciting to be able to welcome you all today for the first time as one full class of new students. Allow me to share just a few high-level characteristics and facts about you and your new classmates. You come to us from 623 different public and private high schools and transfer institutions. You hail from 35 states and are citizens of 36 different countries. 83% of you are out-of-state students. 17% identify as students of color, continuing to positively enhance the diversity of our overall student body as we continue to strive for more improvement in this critical area. Your involvements and hobbies are also diverse. You are athletes, activists, volunteers, musicians, dancers, actors, poets, and so much more. And you are one of the most academically talented classes we have ever had. In addition, and more specifically, within this class, we welcome someone who owns their own graphic design and photography company, a certified scuba diver, someone who started an independent sneaker selling business, a trained EMT and firefighter, someone who started a foundation to support children battling cancer, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, someone who works on coral reef restoration, someone who was nominated for the Congressional Art Competition, several presidents of clubs and service groups, many Eagle Scouts, and many children and siblings of Roger Williams alumni. I can only touch on the talents and experiences you are bringing to us. Please know, individually, each of you will make us a better institution, and collectively, you are all an amazing class. We cannot wait to see how you will challenge us and help us grow. Most importantly, please know that you are here because we believe in you and we know that you can succeed. It is now my privilege to hand off this incredible class to our president. President Mialis, I am pleased to present to you the first year and transfer students representing this fall 2022 entering class.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm so excited to officially welcome you to Roger Williams University. You're about to start an incredible journey. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited that we're here in person to kick off the year and not in Zoom. I'm entering my 4th year at Roger Williams University, and I think I finally figured out a few things about this amazing community. I want you to know that the faculty and staff of Roger Williams University are committed to your success. We believe in you, we will push you, and we're excited to see what you can accomplish. I know a little bit about first-day jitters that you may feel being in a new place. And please don't be fooled by my Rhode Island accent. I actually come from Greece, and I came to Boston to study many years ago at Tufts University. And I was the first in my family to attend college. I'm a first-generation student. So when my mom dropped me off at the airport, she was crying her eyes out because I was leaving her. And by the way, I was eventually being replaced by 19 cats. So I go to Boston with just 2 suitcases, quite a bit less from what I saw you, some of you moving today here. You have a lot of stuff. There was one family that brought 6 giant cases of water. We do have water in Bristol, by the way. My parents and I had no idea what a typical American college experience would be like. I had my 2 suitcases, and in one of them was a brand new suit. My father took me to his tailor to get a suit so that I would be properly attired for college classes. He told me, you have to have a suit to go to class. So picture me, first day of classes, coming out of my dorm room and having my suite mates see me wearing a suit. They asked me, are you going for an interview already? And then I realized that it was not the proper attire, and I never wore that suit ever again. So this is my 4th year at Roger Williams as president, and it still feels so new to me, and I can relate to the newness you all feel. My first 3 years were disrupted by COVID, so we'll get together to experience some parts of Roger Williams and some traditions together for the first time. Things we have never put on hold, that we had to put on hold over the first few years, and we're coming back, bringing them back. As you start your time here, I do want to share some advice with you all. Be organized and plan well. When I was in college, every Sunday I would spend about half an hour. I had back then a paper calendar, like the ones dentists had that you can plan every hour. And I would plan my week, because you're no longer in high school where you have classes from morning to afternoon. You may have a class in the morning, then you have a gap, then you have a lab in the evening if you are in sciences. If you plan your time well, I guarantee you don't have to study both days in the weekend, and you never had to pull an all-nighter. I never had an all-nighter. I never had to study more than a day during the week. The second advice is I challenge you to take advantage of the incredible educational opportunities at Roger Williams. You have before you 8 schools of study to dig into and explore. You have all the opportunities of a well-rounded education, a liberal arts education that you combine with professional education. Nearly all Hawks double major and add minors in so many different combinations based on your passion and interest and how they will grow and change in the years ahead. Get to know your faculty. Our faculty teach small classes and provide personal attention to our students. Make time to go to their office hours and develop a friendship and professional connection. Ask faculty about their projects and research. We have fabulous faculty doing amazing research here, and with a commitment to undergraduate education, it means opportunities for you to be engaged in the scholarship work. That's the kind of college opportunity I had myself as an undergraduate, and I have a lot greater memories from research experiences I had and interaction with faculty than actually the classes I took. Get off campus. One of our distinctive elements of a Roger Williams education is our focus on undergraduate research and engaged scholarship, working with community partners to solve real problems. You'll get many opportunities to participate in projects and community engaged work starting as early as your first year. Learn another language. The world is becoming increasingly interconnected, and knowing another language can serve you very well. Study abroad and meet your international classmates. We have students from many, many countries here, all continents other than Australia this year. Make many friends. We're a close family at Roger Williams, and we thrive in small classrooms and personal interactions between students, faculty, staff, coaches, and advisors. You'll make lifelong friendships here and maybe even meet your spouse. Those friends may be sitting beside you, in front of you, or behind you right now. We're all a family here. We expect you to respect and celebrate diversity in all its forms, diversity in races, religion, and sexual identity. And now a little bit of advice to parents. After going to college and working at Tufts for many years, I thought I knew everything I needed to drop off my daughter, who also attended Tufts. I knew everything about the school. I thought it would be easy. I dropped her off at the dorm. I went to the bathroom and I almost fainted. And I understand what it is to leave them behind, but my advice is for you is to let them go. It's a leap of faith, but I hope that you can trust us and trust the growth that will happen in the years ahead. It will not be a perfect every day, but that's why I call them growing pains. They will have wins and they will have struggles. They will call or text you sometimes, and sometimes they may pass without hearing from them. Let them show you what they can do. I did it with my own 2 girls. I did not want to let them go. It was really tough, but I did, and it all worked out. We're committed to that success of your children. We will take care of them here. My wife Heidi and I are present and active on campus, and we actually live on campus. And our wonderful faculty and staff will be dedicated to their care day and night. We want every Roger Williams member to feel part of our family. So welcome and good luck. You are now officially members of the class of 2026. I look forward to seeing you on campus throughout the year. Let's go Hawks!
Dr. Margaret Everett is entering her 3rd year as Senior Vice President and Provost for Academic Affairs. Please welcome Dr. Everett to the podium.
Hello, everyone. It's pretty warm out. How's everyone doing? It's really such a pleasure to see you all and to welcome members of the Board of Trustees, members of our faculty and administration, staff, orientation advisors, and student volunteers, parents and family members, and especially our incoming students. As Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, I thank you for participating in convocation exercises in the sun and celebrating this important milestone together. I'm a cultural anthropologist by training, so I tend to see these ceremonies in terms of rites of passage, which mark the transition from one stage of life to another. This is an important transition, not only for our students, but as the President said, also for their parents. During summer orientation sessions, I had the pleasure to welcome most of our new students and to tell you all about what I think is exciting about a Roger Williams education, including the opportunity to learn across disciplines, to gain real-world experience through internships, research, and study abroad, and to remind you to have fun and to find joy amidst all the hard work ahead. So today, I'd like to say a few words to the parents about this existential moment. Some of you are out here braving the sun. I know us others are under the trees over there. That's where I'd be with that crowd. You see, I just delivered my youngest daughter back to college for her 2nd year. And So I know the mix of pride and loss we parents feel upon delivering our children to college for the first time. It's such an existential moment for us parents. We focus so much on the fact that this is a big transition for students, but it's a transition for parents as well. And we are really challenged to hold on and let go in new ways. What I can say with a little experience is that it gets easier and more joyful. I admitted last year at this time that I was checking my daughter's location on my phone, which is pretty creepy. Or as my daughter would say, very cringe, Mom, very cringe. I'm not doing that anymore, mostly, almost never. So I'm making progress, and I've redecorated my older daughter's room, who's just finished college, into a really lovely guest room, if I do say so myself. So the reallocation that Dr. King spoke of has begun in earnest in my household. And I came home this year after delivering my youngest daughter, and I didn't think it's too quiet here. I thought, it's so quiet here. So for the students, I can offer, and you've noticed, we all want to offer you advice. What can we do? It's what we do. And now I don't have any kids at home to give advice to, but I'm going to keep mine really short, I promise. I can offer you a little advice that you've already heard before, but you obviously see it doesn't hurt to repeat it, or at least we think so. We know a lot about why students succeed. Go to class, learn how to utilize office hours and tutoring services, join a club or organization, form meaningful connections to students, faculty, and staff. Ask for help, knowing that any challenge you face is not unique. Have fun. You've got this. And know, as you've heard from all of us today, that this is a place where we are all rooting for your success and excited to see where you go. Welcome.
Student Body President Michael Arell from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, is a member of the class of 2024, majoring in criminal justice and minoring in political science. Mike has been an engaged member of the RWU community since the day he stepped on campus. He has worked with several university staff and administrators on campus improvement projects, supports many clubs and students through his role on the Student Senate, and is also a resident assistant in Willow. Please welcome Mike to the podium.
Good afternoon, platform party members, faculty, staff, families, and most importantly, the RWU class of 2026 and our new incoming students. I am privileged to be addressing you as you begin your Roger journey. To first introduce myself, my name is Mike Arell, and I am a junior of the class of 2024 from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, with a major in criminal justice and a minor in political science. I'm involved here on campus as a member of the Student Senate, the president of the Roger After Dark Club, and I actually started my time here as a commuter until becoming a resident assistant my sophomore year. I came to Roger Williams University to try and expand my horizons and test my interests in history, politics, and criminal justice. With the time I have today, I want to use this opportunity to share some of the experiences I have learned that helped guide me on my journey. I want to express my experiences to you via the butterfly effect, which is the idea that one small change can create a plethora of large impacts, similar to a pay it forward. For me, this started back when I was just a first-year student. I had taken classes, met other commuters, met my academic advisor, and explored the campus. However, I was still someone who knew very few people, did not know what to get involved in, or what major I wanted to pursue. For me, it really started when I received an email in my inbox saying that an organization was looking for some new members. And at first, I disregarded the email, but later my mother asked me about the involvement opportunities on campus, and after telling her about the email, she encouraged me to join, and in the end, I decided to bite, and I became a student senator here at the school. As a student senator, I was able to meet other students, attend different events, learn from people who had different experiences and backgrounds than myself, all while making a change on campus through conversations with administrators and passing legislation. Through being a student senator, I received a recommendation to apply to become a resident assistant on campus. My community now included my residents and other student leaders who encouraged me to apply to be student body president. And this was my first attribution towards the butterfly effect. As I started in the classroom, I was still exploring the different academic programs that Roger had to offer. It was my grandfather who encouraged me to look into forensic science, and this led me to find my passion in the criminal justice program. And during my sophomore year, I added a minor being political science. While on this path, I worked with the Center for Career and Professional Development, as well as a faculty member for assistance, which led me to finding an internship at the Narragansett Police Department. There I performed duties as a community service officer, where I enforced town parking ordinances, executed traffic details, attended ride-alongs, performed security duties, and street patrols. In all of these duties, I was able to see all the processing steps from start to finish and why each step mattered. It was here at this internship where I have made professional connections and found unlimited paths for my future, such as detective work, policing, corrections, and intelligence on municipal, state, and federal levels. I've been exposed to an immense wealth of knowledge from the conversations I have with officers, detectives, and court employees, as well as working in the field during patrols, details, and ride-alongs. None of this would have been possible without my academic encounters here at Roger, which in turn is another butterfly effect that I have experienced. I've only expressed 2 butterfly effects in my address to you today, but it's good to remember that my story is just one of many stories of students here at Roger. My story started simply by replying to an email to learn more and be a part of my community. I'm currently looking at hundreds of stories. Some are written and some will continue to change, and it's good to remember that each and every one of you has your own unique story to share. I'd like to remind you all to pursue your academic excellence. You are part of the Roger Williams University community, and your engagement with your fellow students, staff, and faculty will add to your experience. Some of you will be excited to meet new community members, and some might be a little nervous about talking to others, but my advice to you all is to push every advantage that you have. Talk to those around you. It could create a positive change in someone else. Start today by introducing yourself to the person sitting next to you. Use a guest swipe to take a commuter student out to a meal in Commons. Chat with a resident hall neighbor. There are plenty of campus employment opportunities. Try getting a job. It's another great way to meet new people and learn new skills. Attend a club or organization meeting or an event. Meet our student life professional staff members. Visit your professors during their office hours, go to the tutoring center, and visit the recreation center to work out or watch your athletic teams compete. Welcome to the Roger community. Enjoy your experiences, and I wish you the best of luck as you begin your time here, and that you may experience several butterfly effects of your own during your time here. I want to remind you that while you're here at Roger Williams University in the pursuit of academic excellence, interact with our little community. Every experience has its own meaning, from engaging with the faculty and staff to other students around campus. Every encounter truly has value. So while you push every advantage that you have, give someone else a small nudge once in a while, because it might create a positive change in someone's life forever. And maybe someone will do the same for you. Once again, thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best of luck on your journey here at Roger. Thank you.
Dr. Babu Krishnamurthy received her bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Johns Hopkins University, her MD from the University of Maryland School of Medicine, and her Master of Bioethics degree from Harvard Medical School. She is a member of the academic teaching faculty in the Center for Bioethics at Harvard Medical School and a clinical expert and system lead on both ethics and epilepsy for Steward Medical Group. Babu and her husband, Ram, have 3 sons, including Prashant, who completed his undergraduate degree in criminal justice here at Roger Williams this past May, and is now enrolled here as a graduate student. She has actively served on the Parent and Family Leadership Council, a campus leadership group engaging parents and families during and after their students' time on campus. Please welcome our family speaker, Babu Krishnamurthy.
Thank you. Thank you, yes. I need the step stool. No one else here did, but thank you. I appreciate that. Now I'm going to show you my credentials for talking to other parents. These are my reading glasses. Good afternoon and welcome, students, parents, families, and friends. For parents, here we are at college drop-off, one of our society's benchmarks for the transition to autonomous adulthood. For some of you, this is your first child leaving the proverbial nest. For others, the last. For some families, this may be the first child ever to go to college, while others have years of experience. My husband and I have 3 boys, born in a contiguous 3.5-year span. So they left for college, one right after the other. When this exodus of children began, I definitely could have used the final as yet unwritten book in the What to Expect When series, because all of my parental fears bubbled right to the surface when we arrived on campus for freshman move-in day. We sat in the same seats you're in, listening to the faculty, staff, and administration of RWU assure us that they were ready to support our child through good times and difficult ones, and that we should now congratulate ourselves for the wonderful job we'd done as parents, and please go home. Our youngest son, Prashanth, dutifully said goodbye to us and headed off for orientation activities set up around campus and in the community. Within a week or two, we received a couple of cryptic text messages, which we deciphered to mean that he had joined a few campus clubs, signed up for classes, and had made friends both inside and outside of his major. And then the pandemic hit, and Prashanth came home along with our other boys. We all experienced moments of parenting uncertainty, whether we were, like some of you, supporting high school students academically, socially, and emotionally through the losses of prom and other adolescent rites of passage, or whether, like me, you were trying to figure out how to establish workable boundaries with these new, voracious, and nocturnal college-aged roommates. But when it came time for campuses to reopen, we immediately saw a difference in what our Roger student was experiencing compared with what his brothers at other schools. At RWU, the administrative staff didn't just develop a plan for the testing and maintaining of social distancing. Rather, in culturally hawk fashion, they realized that they had to educate and support the student community to recognize and commit to the need for this coordinated effort themselves. They helped students understand the direct benefits of adhering to the detailed campus plan, that they could stay on campus, be with their classmates and friends, and continue their college experience in as authentic a fashion as COVID would permit. And we parents saw the results. The success that RWU had with keeping the campus open and students safe was unparalleled. It was a tremendous commitment by the entire Roger community, and the student body responded with great resilience and self-confidence. So, as you are sitting here wondering if your children will be okay, let me reassure you, thanks to the people on this stage and many behind the scenes, your students will be fine. And having been in your place 3 times now, I feel pretty confident saying that you too will be okay. Your students secretly loved having you make their beds, unpack clothes, set up fans, and fill dorm fridges. You have done an amazing job of parenting through an unprecedented time in this planet's existence. And you've brought your young adult here to figure out how college works and to enjoy the amazing educational, professional, and social opportunities that Roger Williams has to offer. It's hard to let go, harder still when we had them so extra close to us during lockdown. But the students really, really want us to go home so they can get on with the rest of their day. So I will leave you with 3 observations we made with our sons for any help it may be to you. 1, a funny meme or video is more likely to elicit a response than a text to ask if they're eating okay. 2, reflective listening is more likely to prolong a student-initiated call or text exchange than offering advice will. 3, if your student hears that their dog or cat misses them, it's very likely that you will receive an actual phone call asking to be put on speaker so that the pet can be comforted. I know that family weekend seems very far away, but I have faith that between now and then, your students will send occasional communications homeward, letting you know that they're doing okay and are becoming a part of the Roger community. These texts and phone calls will make you indescribably happy, but try not to let them know that. In the meantime, stay tuned to your email and we'll see you back on campus in October. Congratulations and welcome to the Roger family.
Thank you so much, Babu, for being here today and taking time out of your busy schedule, and we appreciate your continued support of the university. It's my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Jason Jacobs, our Dean of Undergraduate Studies and Associate Professor of Foreign Languages, French and Italian. Dr. Jacobs will now lead the entering class in the Pledge of Academic Integrity. The pledge can be located on your program. Dr. Jacobs.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Dr. King just deprived me of the opportunity to appear taller than I actually am by moving the little stool away, so thanks for that, Dr. King. I'm pleased now to have the privilege of administering the Pledge of Academic Integrity to our new students. This pledge embodies a set of ideals that link this institution to those that have come before it all the way back to the colloquium of Socrates, whom some of you might be studying in the coming months. By embracing it, you commit yourself to pursue academic achievement to the highest standard to which you are, of which you are capable. Its goal is that we be collegial in the best sense of the word, a community of scholars working in an atmosphere of honesty and integrity. The faculty of Roger Williams University consider this pledge to be the foundation of trust that makes our community of learning possible. When you take the pledge, you will be welcomed into our academic community, but you must also be aware that violations of the pledge will bring serious consequences. When you accept this code, you pledge yourself to a personal integrity. You pledge to take responsibility for your actions and decisions. You pledge that you are interested in acquiring knowledge on your own and for its own sake, rather than simply as a display of achievement to impress others or for competitive advantage. Finally, you pledge that you want to forge a bond with your professors and with your fellow students based on trust and the common pursuit of knowledge rather than on a threat of penalty. Will all our new students please stand if you're able? And please, as Dr. King indicated, look for the pledge on the back of your programs. Will the faculty and officers of the university also now stand to witness our students' pledge? We're looking at you. I ask each member of this incoming class to concentrate fully on each word as you promise to adopt and practicing the following code of conduct. Please repeat after me. We, the undergraduate students of Roger Williams University, commit ourselves to academic integrity. We promise to pursue the highest ideals of academic life, to challenge ourselves with the most rigorous standards, to be honest in every academic endeavor, to conduct ourselves responsibly and honorably, and to assist one another as we live and work together in mutual support. We're going to hold you to that. Thank you. Good luck out there. Have a great first year.
Please be seated. Thank you, Dean Jacobs, and congratulations to our entering class. Just this past May, we celebrated commencement on campus for the class of 2022, an impressive cadre of students who navigated over 2 years of COVID challenges while remaining engaged in purposeful learning, community engagement, and leadership. We need everyone in your row and starting in your seat to take their place on campus and establish your own legacy. You and your classmates are our future. This is now your university. Bring your ideas for improving academic and campus life forward and volunteer to improve what exists and create what is missing. As one of our student leaders, Kaylee DeFina from Interclass Council, said last night at the Cedar Social, it is now time for you to Roger it up. Tomorrow, all commuter and residential students will meet with their peer mentors in the morning, and our orientation team looks forward to welcoming you to the required fall orientation program starting at 1:15 in the field house. At 4:30 this afternoon, all residential students begin hall meetings and dinners as part of fall orientation. Commuters, please be sure to be in attendance for the commuter meeting and dinner at 4:30 tomorrow in the College of Arts and Sciences. Now, the hard part. In order to start fall semester orientation, all parents and family members will need to depart campus by 4:30 this afternoon after heartfelt hugs with their student. Now, we want to stop short of calling this a parent curfew, which it is, and hope that folks understand. We enthusiastically invite family members back to campus October 14th through 16th for homecoming and family weekend to enjoy a full array of special programs. Registration is open. Look for registration information on the RWU Family Facebook page and our website. In the meantime, students, return your folks' text messages with more than one letter responses. Money or packages may follow. And reduce their anxiety by sharing what is happening in your life on campus. We thank family members for your presence at Convocation today and wish for each student a purposeful academic journey full of learning, friendships, and personal development. Please remain seated as we prepare the recessional. The platform party will leave the convocation field first, with President Mialis leading us, followed by the faculty. Marshals will then guide the entering class out of the field, and parents can say goodbye to students in front of the Recreation Center, on the Commons Quad, or at the Library Quad tent. The university thanks everyone for participating in today's ceremony. Safe travels and stay well. Pipers, please begin the march. you.